In this video, we are going to create this Power BI report. As you can see, we can drill down on a building to see the floor map of that building. We're going to be using Synoptic Panel, which is a custom visual that you can download and use inside Power BI. But before getting into it on how to build it, let's see a high level all the different parts that we need to create that report. So you can use the timestamps down below to go to the part that you are more interested in. Let's see. Basically, we need three main steps. The first one is to create a hierarchy. How do we do that? Well, we simply drag and drop more than one column into the categories well. In this case, we have the building column, which is the parent, and the room ID, which is the child. The second part is to navigate the hierarchy using the buttons that Power BI offers. And for every building, finally, we will add a map. We will add the floor plan. The most important part in this video is the data structure. You're gonna need to create a hierarchy. And for that, you're going to need a parent or grandparent if you have 3 levels and a child. In this case, the parent repeats itself for every child. Let's see what I mean by that. In this infographic, you can see that the building, the parent, repeats itself. For example, here we have 4 rows for every room ID. But let's see in Power BI Desktop what do I mean by that. Here in Power BI Desktop, I already have the solution. So that by drilling on a building, we have the floor plan. But let's see the data structure. Here it is. So for example, for office floor 1, we have 8 rows. Why do we have 8 rows? Because we have 8 childs, room ID 1 till 8. So office floor 1 is repeated 8 times. The same for office floor 2 because we have 8 childs. The thing is that the parent needs to repeat itself for every child that it has. Now, let's try to build it in Power BI finally. So let's create a new page and let's add Synoptic Panel. The first step to create this diagram is to add the building into the categories well. Here you can see the different buildings, for example, office floor 1, 2, and so on and so forth. Now, like we normally do, we just simply add the map of the parent level, the building level. So locate map, and here we have the bird's view. To quickly see if these shapes are correctly bound, you can click Edit. If the shape is green, it means that the shape is rightfully bound. In other words, it means that the name in the SVG file is the same name as the data value. Otherwise, you can simply click the shape and assign the data value, the data point that you want. In this case, it's not necessary, so I'm gonna close. And voila, we have the parent level. To make it more meaningful, I'm gonna create a conditional formatting depending on the work in progress percentage, the metric. So let's go to areas, and here we have the regular conditional formatting of Power BI. So let's add a gradient that depends on the work in progress percentage, the average work in progress percentage, starting from orange, passing through white to achieve blue. And finally, let's add some transparency to see the image that is behind. This is the easiest part. It's like we regularly build a diagram in Synoptic Panel. Now, to add a child, we just need to add a hierarchy. So let's add the room ID column into the categories well. Let's do it. So let's go back to the data view, and I'm going to drag and drop room ID into the categories well. Now we have a hierarchy. How do I know that? Well, because now we have these buttons, these arrows that allow us to navigate the hierarchy. So let's navigate the first hierarchy. To do that, I'm gonna activate this option to be able to drill down every single building. For example, let's do it for the production building. And here we have the room IDs. Now in here, we just need to add the floor plan for the production building. So like we normally do, add map, local map, and here we have the production building. Again, by clicking edit, if everything is green, it means that it's rightfully bound. All right, close. And as you can see, the conditional formatting stays the same. So depending on the work in progress percentage, the color changes. And now it is just a matter of doing the same for every building. So for example, here we have the warehouse. Again, add map, and let's add the warehouse floor plan. Done. Voila. It will be the same for the office floor 2, office floor 1. I'm not gonna do it because you already know how to do it. But the important part is that for every child, you're gonna need to add a map, a different map for the child. In this video, we use a very simple conditional formatting. The color, the gradient color, depends on the work in progress percentage, which is the same for the parent and for the child. But if you require a more advanced conditional formatting, so different color rules, different logic for every level of the hierarchy, I'm gonna leave you a documentation in the description of the video. So you can use a measure or a visual calculation, which is more advanced. But if you need that conditional formatting for every level of the hierarchy, is the only way. I hope you have learned how to use hierarchies and how to navigate the maps in Synoptic Panel. Thanks for watching.